Hi, I'm Sherry here at the Little Beading Closet, and this is the flower tile bracelet. You're going to learn how to make each individual component for the bracelet and put it all together. This is the back, and here you can see that there's also details on top with a 4mm bicone, but we'll get into all that here in just a little bit. When you're working on the components for this bracelet, it uses 6mm round crystals in the middle. And you can do it with one color or two. Today, I think we'll go with this sort of beachy color. This is a Pacific Opal Shimmer. I'm going to do it with two different colors. And we'll also use this one here and the Chrysolite Opal. You'll need your 4 6mm round crystals, size 15 seed beads, size 11 seed beads, and size 8 seed beads. And here in the very middle is a 4mm bicone. If you'd like, you could try a 4mm round. Either one should work just fine. And you're going to need a clasp for your bracelet. I'd suggest a box clasp that has 2 points of connection on it, or perhaps a toggle clasp. This beading tutorial will have this shape that we work on first, and then we'll be attaching the rest on top with a center bicone and size 15 seed beads to finish it up and give it a polished look. After you complete the components for your bracelet, the next step will be putting them together with some size 8 seed beads. And I'm going to start off with 3 pounds of crystal fireline on a size 12 beading needle. We're going to start with the 4 6mm crystals. If you're using the 2 colors, just alternate picking them up. If not, it won't matter, and just pick up all 4 of them and bring them down near the end of your thread. I don't really need a tail, just enough to hang on to, and then I'll needle back through all 4 of my crystals. And back through one more. And pull them into a unit of right angle weave. And then put one of the size 8 seed beads between each crystal. So you'll go ahead and pull one in between each crystal, all the way around. The third one, the fourth one, and coming through the next crystal. And then step into the next size 8. I'm finished with the tail. And I'll trim it off. Exiting the size 8, we're going to pick up a pattern of 115, 111, and 2 8s, one more 11, and one more 15. And come into the 8 on the other side of the crystal. Repeat that all the way around with a 15, 11, 2 8s, an 11, and a 15 into the next 8. And just continue that pattern all the way around your little unit. On the last one, you'll step through the next 8, and you can also come up a 15, 11, and in an 8. And now we'll be putting one size 8 right here. So you can come down your beads and needle up to the next set of 2 8s. Coming out one of them. Putting another 8 between them. And then needling up again until you get to the set of 2 8s. Putting one between them and needling around until you get to the next set of 2 8s. And putting one more between them. And you'll want to needle down and through one of the 8s past it. And then needle through your 6mm crystal. But on this, I want the darker crystals to be the one to attach the middle bicone to. So instead of finishing by coming out of the lighter crystal, I'll come through the next 8 until I'm exiting the darker crystal for the design. So I'll come through it. Next, we're going to pick up 3 of the size 15 seed beads, and then the 4mm bicone for the center, unless you want to use the 4mm round. Which one should we use today? I think we'll go with the bicone. And then 3 more of the size 15 seed beads. And needle back through the 6mm crystal. Come back through the first 3 size 15 seed beads. And through your 4mm crystal. Picking up 3 more size 15s. Come through the crystal on the other side. And then 3 more size 15 seed beads and back through your bicone. And just pull everything snug together. Now what really makes this pattern kind of pop together are these last few finishing touches. I'm going to come back down the 3 size 15 seed beads. And pick up 2 more and needle into the size 15, 11, and 8s down here. So that will give your 15s a continuous line. Come up your other 8, 11, and 15. Picking up 2 more of the 15s and coming into the 3 just before the bicone. And then needle back through the bicone. And you can see how it makes a nice continuous bead path around the crystal. We just need to finish that up over here. It also gives your piece a little bit of a bezel to it. So now come down 3 of the 15s over here and repeat the process. Adding 2 more 15s and then needling into the 15, 11, and 8s. Come up the 8, 11, and exit the 15, picking up 2 more 15s and coming into the 3 before the bicone. And then needle through the bicone. And now we're going to continue by adding size 15 seed beads around the crystals on both sides here, just like this. And to do that, we're going to needle into 3 of the size 15 seed beads. Pick up 2 more, and then come into your 15, 11, and 8s. And that's going to give you this little finish. And just continue around until you come out of the next 15. Pick up 2 more of the 15s and come into 3 of the 15s before your bicone. Needle through the bicone. You can work down this direction or this direction. It doesn't matter which way you go first. Just come down 3 of the 15s. Pick up 2 more. And then down here at the base, needle into the 15, 11, and 8s. Repeat that one more time, exiting the 15, picking up 2 more 15s, and needle into 3 before the bicone. And then come back through the bicone. To end off my thread, I'm going to come down the 15s, and through the 8s. And then just add a half hitch knot right here between the 8s, pulling it tight. And finish up by pulling my thread one bead away from the knot and trimming it off. After you complete the components for your bracelet, the next step will be putting them together with some size 8 seed beads. And I'm starting out with 4 feet of thread on my needle. So I'm going to start with one of my units. First I want to attach my thread to one of the units, so I'll go ahead and knot that on right here between 2 size 8 seed beads, pulling it tight. And then if you have a pattern of light and dark in your bracelet, you want to make sure that you're picking them up a certain way when you put your pattern together. So for this one, I want them to line up all the same way, where they're headed this direction along the edge. So I just need to needle along the edge until I'm coming out the size 8 seed bead here. So I'll get my needle and thread into position. And it might be easier to turn it over and see on the back where you're needling. You just want to come through all the beads along the edge, continue needling, until you're ready to attach 2 of them together. I like the simplicity of just attaching it with one size 8 seed bead. Coming out of one into the next. You can bring them together, see it coming together just like that. Now I think I'm a total crystal junkie. If you want, you could always put a crystal between instead. Feel free to play with whatever beads you want, but I'm going to keep it simple here with the size 8 silver bead. Again, needle up here to this point. So now you'll be coming out the second unit. Using another size 8 seed bead. And coming into one more. And needle along that edge also. And keep attaching your units together until you get down to the end. As you can see, one side is completely attached. I'm going to needle over here on the end and attach the other side with size 8 seed beads also. But if you're wondering about the clasp, this one has these rings on it, and I'll be attaching it with a jump ring to the bracelet at the very end. But if you're using maybe a toggle clasp, you could always be coming out of here and picking up some seed beads and attaching your toggle clasp at this point, and then finishing up the other edge. Okay, why is this so satisfying? After I've completely sewn up the edge and I'm back here to where the beginning is, I'll just knot these two together. And retrace that one more time. And the last thing that I'll be doing is attaching my clasp. So I'm going to attach the jump ring here on the edge of my beads and add the clasp and close it back together. Repeat this up here. And as always, I hope you have a beautiful day and create something that you love.